Hey everybody, Roland Smith here with Mountain Bushcrafters Alliance. Got you with me in the finishing room of my wood shop. Right here where it's nice and air conditioning. I'm not fighting with mosquitoes. And as my daddy'd say, chicken got enough sense to get out of the rain. So I think I've got enough sense to stay out of the heat if I can. Now that we got that out of the way, want to do a small video on multi-tools. No, it's not going to be a tool review. I'm not going to take a Gerber and a Walmart and a Leatheman out there and take a hammer and see which one takes the abuse. First of all, I ain't got that kind of money. And second of all, I've got better sense than that. But now a lot of times you'll see these gear review videos. They'll take a Baco Laplander hand saw, which is what I carry. And they'll take a Silky Junior or a Silky, and they'll go out there and they'll see which one's the quickest on cutting a piece of oak or hickory or locust. Well, I'm not in that good a shape. I'm kind of out of shape feller. And if you've got a spoon and we're cutting a log and I've got a saw, in all probability you're gonna get done before I will. It's not about the speed and endurance. The test comes when that tool does its job and doesn't let you down. You don't got to carry a Leatheman. If you've got a Gerber, that's fine and dandy. I know what works for me, and what works for me might not work for you. Say that about all my videos. I'm no professional. I'm just a common old Joe, buddy. I'm a gin whacker. I'm a ridge runner. Now, just got off the phone in Portland, Oregon. Called Leatheman this morning and posed them a question. How many multi-tools are made by Leatheman? Sir, we don't know. I'll have to give you another department. Hello? How many multi-tools does Leatheman make? I haven't got a clue. That was their answer. Let me give you customer service. Give me customer service back. Yeah, I just want to know bracelets, tools, attachments, key rings. They make key rings. How many tools does Leatheman actually make? Will you send us an email that question and let us research that for you? That's what I got. I know they started back in July 1983. I know they employ 525 people. I know their stuff's made right here in the good old US of A and not made out to yonder somewhere and shipped back across the pond. You see what I'm saying? I'm just talking just like I feel. Ain't no sense in saying cut and edit and redo and all that junk. Let's just talk like we are. Let's be what we are. I know the first tool was a PST pocket survival tool sold back in 1983. I know 10 years later after they started, they put a 25-year warranty on all their tools. And I know they stand by their tools. Well, how do you know? Well, I've tried them. A couple of winters back, it got pretty rough here. And I've got a Kodiak canvas tent. And I put a Riley flapjack wood burner in my canvas tent with a stove jack. So I can burn me some wood and stay warm when it got down to 0 and below 0. Well, I thought I measured my pipes. Apparently I didn't. About 8 inches too long. I'm not to cut no pipes with. I have no tin snips. Had this. Started out with this blade, regular blade. It was a little too slick on the metal. It wasn't biting. I went to the serrated. Hit eat through that 16 gauge metal. Hit eat through it. Looked like I took a pair of tin snips and cut it perfectly straight. Square round. It looked good. I said, well, I've burnt my blade. I contacted them, called them. They said, all you got to do is print off the damage report and tell us what's wrong with it, and we'll fix it for you. I said, really? Yeah, there's a 25-year warranty on all Leatheman tools. So what I'd done, I had filled out the report and said, this blade because I dulled it so bad, and this one because I ate the serration off of it. Then I burned it up and hit the side. Sent it to Portland, Oregon. They kept it 2 or 3 days. They wanted to know if it was sentimental. I said, yeah, this is sentimental to me. See that reflective tape? Do that to your tools. Coal miner's trick. That's a coal miner's trick. You know why they put reflective on it? You drop at night time, you can take a light and you can throw it over them weeds and them leaves, and that's going to show. That's going to show. There's your tool. Put some reflective on your tools. Anyway, back to what we was talking about. Is it sentimental? Yeah, it's sentimental. Wife got it for me for Father's Day. Okay, we'll repair it. If it's beyond repair, do you want one of same value or greater value? If we can't fix it? See what I'm saying? They stand by their tools. Now, I'm a trapper. This is the Super Tool 200. It's old. It's still got a warranty on it. Locks are made different. See them locks right there? Them things are stubborn as killing, son. God. When you get locked, it's locked. Sometimes they don't want to unlock because they get debris in that lock. Let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. I'll get cut. There we go. That lock is right there, right inside of there. When that gets gummed up with debris from trapping, they don't want to unlock. They'll lock, but they don't want to unlock. That's the only downfall of that too. See them bits? Them's interchangeable. You gap them. You tell them, say, hey, I gap my cutters on my Super Tool 300. They'll mail you some bits to put back in that. This one right here, great sentimental value. I had a cousin that just finished up his career with CSX. Retired. Started back in 1977. I believe he said in September 1977. I believe that's what he told me. Just about a week ago, he retired. He gave me that. Reflective tape. See it? Now, there's downfalls to them. You can nitpick anything to death. But if a tool works, it works. If it's a Gerber and you're satisfied with it, use it, carry it, keep it. Will they replace it if you break a blade? Is it worth the extra $20 or $30 to have that insurance? It is to me. Because I'm rough on stuff. Now, if you're going to buy, they make a tactical, they make a bracelet, they make key rings, they make a wave, they make a surge, they make a rebar, Super Tool. I can't name them. They can't name them. I can't name them. They probably got a list there, I'm sure somebody does. But I don't know how many tools they make. But if you have never owned a Leatheman, the tool that I would advise you to buy, if you trap, if you fish, if you hunt, if you skin, if you bushcraft, I'd buy this baby right here. It's got anything and everything that the big boys got. See the difference? That thing weighs almost a pound. Dude, it's a tool. It's a tool. Keep that in my vehicle when I go on trips. That's a necessity to me. This one stays in my packs. This one stays in my trap basket. This one right here is a rebar. Leatheman rebar. If you decide to buy a Leatheman, if you tactical shoot, get you a tactical rebar. I mean a tactical Leatheman. They make them. Change your scopes out, resets, all that stuff with a Leatheman. But if you hunt, fish, if you're an outdoor person, if you're just strictly outdoors, anything outdoors, get your rebar. I think they run about $60, and they've got everything, even the interchangeable bits, as you can see. Now this one don't. That ain't got interchangeables. One in my trap basket, the matte black, it ain't got interchangeables. The rebar does, just like the 300. There's my 300. There is the rebar. The awl. Have you ever used an awl? Stitch awl? Have you ever used one? Go back to my video on installing a stove jack in a canvas tent. I'm using a stitch awl. The rebar's got a stitch awl on it. See it right there? Punch through, put your thread through, pull your thread back through the hole, keep your tag in, punch back through, fade it, pull it back through. Stitch, stitch, stitch. You can stitch all day long with that right there. I mean, you can't do fine work, but if it's a canvas tent or a shoe, a boot, you can stitch with that right there. What I like about the rebar, I like the bow drill. That right there. Every one of them has got a saw on it, but this one, the CSX, that's a fuse, by the way. The saw makes life a whole lot easier if you do any kind of bushcrafting. If you set snares, whatever you do, the locks are phenomenal. Now I've had people to say, and I've heard them say this, and to me it's just ridiculous. They'll say, well, the reason I don't like that one is because the tools are inside the handle, and you've got that much distance in between what you're cutting. Well, whatever you're cutting, scoot it over. Scoot it out on the end of the log. You don't, that distance don't mean jack diddly doodah. It don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. People say, well, you can't get a good cut. It ain't nice. I guess. Get your rebar. Get your rebar. Your very first multi-tool, unless you're a tactical shooter. You own an AR-15 or an M1 Grand? Mini 14, get your tactical. Leatheman makes them. They make bracelets. They make screwdrivers and tools for your keychain. See what I'm saying? But if you are an outdoor person, if you like to fish and hunt and hike and bushcraft and camp and turkey hunt and deer hunt and coon hunt, and get your rebar. Get your rebar. Put you some reflective tape on it and keep it with you. Put you some reflective tape on it. The only real downfall that I have to Leatheman, the only thing, is the cases that come in. Now you can pay the extra and get leather sheaths or leather cases for them. That's all fine and dandy. But these things right here, if you trap like I do, you deal with a lot of stinking stuff. This thing right here holds stink. I wish the internet had scratch and sniff. I'd let you scratch and sniff this. It stinks to high heaven. But I trap. It don't bother me. Now my fuse that my cousin gave me, that retard from CSX, he come with a leather case. And I may go back and buy leather cases for mine. Simply for the reason is, they hold water. You know, I mean, they don't, people say, well, they don't hold water, they got a hole in the bottom of it. They get wet. Leather gets wet. But still yet, you lose a lot of the, see the difference? But I keep it in my pack. Now if I wore this on my side, I'd have to figure me out something else out. I'd have to either go purchase a case for my Leatherman, or I'd have to make me one. I can make them. You can make them. If you lay your hands on it. Put that right there. That is the only downfall that I have. Now this is my Super Tool 300. It ain't hardly got no bite to the Velcro. You can clean that Velcro. You can take a toothbrush and clean that Velcro. But still, I'd hate to feel around and be looking for my tool. It'd be gone. But like I said, if you don't own a multi-tool, get your rebar. Get your rebar. You'll be glad you did. I think they're $60. I'll give $80 for that thing right there. That was an $80 tool. That's a lot of money for a pole filler. But nevertheless, like I said, they stand by their tools. They're good people to deal with. They're good people to work with. The locks on them, like I said also, are phenomenal. The only thing I've heard people say is, well, the blades are inside and you've got a gap right here when you're trying to cut. Well, if you're trying to cut something, scoot whatever you're cutting out to the edge of a stump or a log. Use your head for something besides a hat rack. But, nevertheless, it's not up for debate for me. I carry Leatherman. Because I know if I go out there and I snap them pliers, if I destroy that tool, if I'm in a situation where I take a hammer or a baton to that tool, when I get back to where I'm going, I can fill out a report on that tool and I can mail it to Portland, Oregon, and they'll send you a track number. You can track your tool when it leaves and when it comes back, where it's at. They'll send it right back to you, and it'll be either a brand new one or refurbished, just as good as it was brand new. I'm telling you, when they rebuilt this one, I'm being honest with you, them serrations, when I cut that stove pipe, it didn't hardly have none on it. They put a brand new blade in. It's what they've done. These come apart so easy. They come apart so easy. Get your leather one. And if you don't carry Leatherman, that's fine too. I'm not one of them fellas, oh, you got to have a Leatherman, buddy, you ain't got no tool. Got that from my father-in-law for Christmas. That's his rebar. Fell in love with it and got me one. But, hope I didn't bore you to death. I know I do a lot of these talking videos. Go back and look at some of my hiking videos. Go back and look at some of my trapping videos. Out there when it's about 10 degrees. Doing dirt holes. But, hope this video's helped you in your decision making on what to carry it in a multi-tool. But, get you a rebar if you're first time. If you're on the fence of spending the cash to buy a multi-tool, just go ahead and come up with a little bit more. Do without a little of your goodies and go get your rebar. Buy your rebar because they've got the same thing As a Super Tool 300, they're only smaller, more compact, lighter. That Super Tool 300, like I said, weighs about a pound. And if you're hiking any at all, that pound will mean a whole lot. If you've got a whole lot of pounds, them pounds add up after a while. We'll get you a rebar. I hope this video's helped you some. I'm just an old plain old feller. Talk just like I am. I am what I am, and I ain't no amateur. But I hope to catch you in the field. This is Roland Smith, Mountain Bush Crafters Alliance. Go farther, stay longer.